I'd like to welcome in now former NASA astronaut and Space Station Commander Leroy Chiao. Leroy, great to see you again. Certainly appreciate your time. Elon Musk seems to be satisfied with what happened yesterday, but some critics are calling this a failure. What do you think?
Oh no, this is a flight test. This is flight test number 9. This is the fastest and most expensive way to develop a new program, a new rocket. You test, you break things, you fix things, try again. And this was not wholly unexpected. So, this mission was a success from a lot of different perspectives. Number one, this is the first time that they had used a refurbished Falcon Super Heavy booster, by far the largest rocket ever launched, more powerful than the Saturn V moon rockets, much more powerful than the current NASA SLS rocket. And it successfully went through its full ascent burn, 100%, launched the Starship into its trajectory. It did come back down. It was attempting to hover. It had demonstrated a higher angle of attack entry, which allows it to use air drag so that it needs less fuel to come down to be captured. And it succeeded with that and unfortunately blew up just as it was attempting to hover over the ocean before crashing into the Gulf of America. Starship also had a full duration burn, and it has done so in the past a couple of times, a couple of failures too. But the heat-resistant tiles, even though we had a loss of control, it looked like they were doing their job. There didn't look to be any burn-throughs, and they did have a full-duration burn, although some fuel leaks later caused it to lose control. So by all measures, a success for a flight test. Certainly not perfect, but it teased them up for flight test number 10, where hopefully they'll get a lot of these issues under control.
Well, so what do you think the issues, the challenges mean for Elon Musk's bigger vision, which we know is getting people to Mars?
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, Starship is a key part of that, which is why he's working so hard on it. It's by far, as I said, the most powerful rocket ever launched. Starship, you can think of it as a super space shuttle. It's not limited. It's not going to be limited to low Earth orbit. It's going to be capable of traveling to the moon. It's going to be capable of traveling to Mars with refueling. And Elon Musk had said a version of Starship in the future will carry around 100 people at a time to Mars. And so, I used to be one of the naysayers way back when, in the beginning of SpaceX, saying, what does this guy know about rockets? And full disclosure, I did do some consulting work for about 12 years for SpaceX. Not anymore, but they're doing some really impressive stuff, catching first stage boosters on a regular basis, bringing the cost of launching satellites down by a factor of 5. Once Starship is operational, it's going to bring launch costs down by another factor of 10. So this is really disruptive stuff, and it's very exciting to see.
And we know, Leroy, yesterday's test was also part of NASA's Artemis program, which has a goal of returning astronauts to the moon by 2027. Here we are, almost the middle of 2025. Do you think that happens?
Well, yes. So NASA has contracted SpaceX to develop a lander based on the Starship technology for the moon. They've also given a contract to Blue Origin to develop a lander for a return to the moon. 2027 is definitely an aggressive schedule. Artemis 2 has not launched yet. It was supposed to initially launch by this year. Hopefully they'll be able to launch next year. That will be kind of an advanced Apollo 8 trajectory around the moon, a much more complex orbit and different maneuvers that Apollo 8 didn't have to do. But still, the actual human landing, it's going to be tight. I don't know. And of course, with things the way they are, we don't know how much longer the Artemis program will go. It's difficult to justify the SLS rocket. It's over, by NASA's own accounting, it's including development costs, it's well over $4 billion per launch, and the entire rocket gets thrown away. Here you have Starship. It's being designed to be completely fully reusable, and a fraction of that cost, a very small fraction of that $4 billion cost. So hard to say what's going to happen. Hopefully we get there sooner rather than later, and I think once we do, it definitely will be with SpaceX.
All right, yeah, expensive endeavors, but always so cool. All right, Leroy Chiao, thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
After the break, news.